All right, we are live. Everywhere we're live. We're live on Twitch. We're live on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. I was a little bit behind due to some technical difficulties, but welcome on in, Colin, over on TikTok. It is going to be quite the night in Riyadh for Night of Champions. Steel cage match, WWE title match. We will crown your 2026 King and Queen of the Ring. And the United States Championship is on the line. It's a rush for gold. And we're going to kick it off hot. It is time for the King of the Ring finals. I want to thank everybody who is tuning in, whether you're on Twitch, TikTok, or YouTube. I appreciate everybody who's joining. Main event, Jey Uso, with a lot of pressure on him from the OTC to take down Oba Femi in the finals and make sure gold stays with the bloodline. Roman Reigns said when he won the world title, he said, "I'm going to be here all summer." And so far, that's what we've seen from the tribal chief. Now the question is, if Jey is to win this match, does he want to take a shot and keep... Is he going to take a shot at Roman Reigns? Think that we're going to run it back one more time. Don't get too into it. You still got a match to face. You still got a match to come ahead. This is not going to be an easy one for Jey Uso whatsoever. Oba, a man who slayed a beast at WrestleMania in 4 minutes. However, Jey, in his own right, incredible, defeating Gunther at WrestleMania to win the World Championship. Jey Uso, his eyes locked in on that beautiful King of the Ring crown. And it's gold and diamonds and glory. A different aura, knowing that the ruler has arrived. The fans are absolutely electric for Oba Femi as he struts his way to the ring. Is he strutting all the way to the gold? Is he strutting his way to King of the Ring? Strutting his way to the main event of SummerSlam. Oba Femi already having him be the case if this match goes Oba Femi's way. Oba has taken the WWE by storm. There's no stopping the Oba train. However, once upon a time, we said the same thing about the Yeet train. The Yeet train is still moving. It's the King of the Ring tournament finals. Oba Femi, Jey Uso, the ruler, the Yeet Master. Once the bell rings, it is go time. Now that the bell has rung, this match has officially begun. The ruler has been waiting for this moment to find his next challenge to get to the World Heavyweight Championship, to get to the OTC Roman Reigns. Some of the all-time greats have been in this position. From Bret Hart to Harley Race to the creation of Austin 316. New memories are to be made tonight. That right hand from Jey didn't do anything to Oba Femi but infuriate the ruler. This could be a quick match. Full speed, nope. Jey Uso wisely rolling to the outside onto the floor. Oba Femi able to stop his momentum just in time to not take any of his own self-inflicted damage. Just effortlessly manhandling Jey, but Jey gets down and sends Oba into the steel post. Jey gonna take flight with a suicide dive. Going again, second time. And I was going to say Flight 8-1 Yeet was on the way, but getting blocked by Oba Femi. Jey Uso gets driven into the knee. Jey in a very tough spot. This is not a position you want to be in against the ruler. Once Oba slows you down, it's how Oba lives to feed on his opponent, pick apart his opponent. Oba Femi has got main event Jey Uso. I have to say, though, while it doesn't seem like this is going to be in Jey Uso's favor, Jey Uso has done the unthinkable quite a number of times. Jey Uso did, in fact, defeat Gunther at WrestleMania. Not only that, he forced Gunther to tap out to win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Jey Uso's always been a man about taking opportunities and not giving up. Up, pop up, fall from grow. Nope. Slipped, but Oba still sat down. And another kick. Jey Uso has the veteran instincts. Up and down, and an Uso splash. But that's not going to do much to Oba Femi. Just grabbing Jey by the throat. And a massive choke slam, just driving Jey into the mat. Jey just barely managing to kick out before 3. Oba Femi thought that was going to do it. And it wasn't quite enough to keep main event Jey Uso down for the 3. Somehow, if main event Jey Uso is going to pull this out, he's going to have to get up, re-strategize. But with the target locked and loaded right on him, Oba Femi is about to launch all of his weight, full speed ahead. But Jey Uso able to get the super kick. Oba still on his feet. And a third sends Oba back into the corner. And spearing Oba into the ropes. And another spear. If Jey Uso can get the final nail, can he drive it in? Jey Uso could be closing in on a SummerSlam main event opportunity. Jey may have done some damage to his own midsection in the process off that splash. Jey gonna go for another one. And that's 2. And Femi kicking out. Jey has got Oba like a wounded wolf. Although Oba sitting up. Jey gonna try and put Oba to sleep. As I mentioned earlier, he did this to Gunther at WrestleMania and managed to win the world title. Desperate times, desperate measures. You got to do what's worked in the past against some of your toughest challenges. However, this is a challenge like no other for main event Jey Uso. Just launching Jey away from him. But Jey comes clashing back with a kick, only for Oba to run right to Jey in the corner. And like a missile with a European uppercut. Up and a launch across the ring. It's time for the ruler. to take his throne, take his crown, as Jey Uso is going to fall from grace. Congratulations, Oba Femi is your 2026 King of the Ring. Oba Femi is 2026 King of the Ring. Jey Uso put up one heck of a fight against Femi, but it just wasn't enough at the end of the day. Oba one step closer to the gold. King Oba, might I say. Jey hit all the biggest hits he had in the playbook. When Jey got the sleeper hold and the eyes went wide open of Oba Femi for this new life, it's like he went in like a revitalization pit. And coming back to life would lead Oba Femi to victory. What a victory for King Oba in Saudi Arabia. The rise of Oba continues. You see General Manager Nick Aldis from SmackDown holding the crown. The King of the Ring crown has been presented to the ruler. What's a ruler without his crown? An impactful speech from Oba Femi. Now the next part is the fun but difficult part for Oba Femi. That being, he must pick his opponent for SummerSlam. Who will he choose? He's got two big stars. It could be Roman Reigns, or it could be one of the three in our main event. It could be the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. It could be Gunther, or it could be Sami Zayn. Coming up next, it's Io Sky and Liv Morgan head to head for the Queen of the Ring. You know, if I were Liv Morgan, and she's already the women's world champion. If I'm Liv Morgan, I win King of the Ring, I'd say, you know what? I'm going to take the night off. I think I'll enjoy the biggest party of the summer. Take the night off and piss a lot of people off that I don't have to defend my title on the second biggest night of the year. besides WrestleMania, or on the second biggest weekend of the year, should I say, being that both shows are now 2 nights. However, if Io Sky defeats Liv Morgan, becomes Queen of the Ring, is she just going to go right after the title at SummerSlam? Or does that women's championship being held by Rhea Ripley still sound good to her, trying to re-engage with an old foe and someone who was a friend at one point? And with that being said, we are going to take a quick little break. All right. We are back. We're back on Twitch. We're back on YouTube. We are back on TikTok. All 3 platforms are locked, loaded, and ready to go. SummerSlam coming August 1st and August 2nd. I've already made my plans to be live on both nights of SummerSlam. Although some things are subject to change, there is a conflicting interest of mine with SummerSlam in August, we still have a lot of work to get through. Here in Riyadh, we still have a Queen of the Ring to call. We still have to figure out who's even going to make it to SummerSlam as the WWE champion. Oh! It wouldn't be a show if Danhausen wasn't here. Well, we were told we were going to get a Oh! Danhausen cursing Liv Morgan ahead of her huge Queen of the Ring matchup. Danhausen almost getting the paint slapped off his face. Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan has done a lot to get here. Although I have to say, taking advantage of an injured Charlotte Flair led her to the finals, being that Jade Cargill had attacked Charlotte Flair before their matchup, before their semifinals match. Though, no surprise that Liv Morgan took advantage of the opportunity, being that she's never really been someone to do things honorably. Certainly didn't win the Women's World Championship honorably. And speaking of World Championships, a woman who knows all about them all too well. The Genius of the Sky. With the King of the Ring already crowned, it is time to see who is going to be Queen of the Ring. Are we going to be watching Liv Morgan go all the way through? Or is Io Sky ready to soar and score big and take home the crown and the glory that comes with it, including a world title match of her choosing at SummerSlam? Liv Morgan saying to Io Sky that it is mine. That is a lot to say before the bell has rung. It came to a shock when Liv Morgan was announced in the brackets for this matchup, being that she is currently the women's world champion. Now, making it to the finals, it seems to be clear that Liv Morgan could very well just take the night off at SummerSlam. Maybe even unify the titles. It's a very big possibility. But one thing's for sure is that she wanted to rip the opportunity from another WWE superstar. It's time. The finals of the Queen of the Ring. The Genius of the Sky. Io Sky has the WWE Universe behind her, who are ready to see her soar and score big. Liv Morgan tried to take a quick start at taking down Io Sky, who got out of the way. Liv Morgan, a two-time world champion. The same can be said for Io Sky, being that she is a multi-time world champion in her own right. Liv Morgan trying to keep things down on the mat as opposed to the top turnbuckle where the Genius likes to thrive, and that's in the sky. Io Sky trying to play mind games, taunting Liv Morgan as she was telling her to come closer. Liv Morgan able to take down Io Sky. Liv again goes into the corner, but this time it's a running knee. Just stomping away at Io Sky. No remorse whatsoever. The referee trying to separate this. This is a rope break. Can you imagine not being the Queen of the Ring all because you got yourself disqualified? It could happen. Ducks. Great athleticism. And a basement drop kick that catches Liv Morgan off her guard. Right now, the speed advantage is coming into the favor of Io Sky, and I may have said that too soon, as Liv Morgan was able to get out of harm's way out of the corner. Io measuring up her opponent. Through thinking sunset flip through the... That could have been very bad. Morgan able to stomp it out. Like rain to a fire. Io Sky trying to rally. Bonding with the fans. Perhaps also using them for a little bit of assistance at the same time. There are all kinds of emotions running through when opportunities like this one come along. Oh! Liv Morgan taking advantage and sending Io Sky face first into the post. Morgan has an opportunity. Can she fully capitalize on it as she gets Io Sky back into the ring? Oh! Nasty boot to the midsection. Went to stomp on the leg. I thought about another idea. What if Liv Morgan goes to SummerSlam, defends her championship against herself? You're probably wondering what I'm even talking about. However, if I'm Liv Morgan, or thinking in the mind of Liv Morgan, that's the way she thinks. Anything to take anything but take the hard path. Cut corners. And driving Io Sky into the mat. Io Sky just getting trampled with this attack by Liv Morgan, who went for a pinfall. Io was able to kick out at 2. And again, a kick. We are 5 weeks out from the biggest party of the summer. Beautiful suplex by Morgan, but it's going to become a trio. One of the most famous trio of suplexes, paying homage to the late, great Eddie Guerrero. 3 amigos, number 2 and number 3. Liv Morgan has found herself in full control. Nice enziguri that rocked Io to the floor. Or at least off her feet, should I say. Morgan taking the opportunity to go for a cover each chance she has. Liv Morgan has done a great job at maintaining control of this matchup. There is a reason she is the Women's World Champion, love her or hate her. She is still the champion, and champions always find a way to win. Even if the championship isn't on the line. Well, her championship isn't on the line. At least directly. But if Io Sky is to win this match, we could very well be seeing the same matchup come SummerSlam with Io Sky and Liv Morgan, but for Liv Morgan's Women's World Championship. Io lined up, trying to get a drop kick. It seemed that Liv backed up enough. Now stomping away. Turning Io Sky over. Rolled too far through as Io Sky stomping on the chest of Liv Morgan. Liv leaned way too far back and it backfired, allowing Io Sky to put all of her weight and stomp on the chest. Oh, and a back elbow. Io planting Liv into the mat. Quick to the apron is Io Sky. And ready to take flight. Up at the top. Missile drop kick. I think things are about to pick up, and they're about to pick up fast. It's time to take a ride. First up on the bullet train is becoming Queen of the Ring. Can she do it right now? Unfortunately for Io Sky, Liv Morgan managed to kick out. The genius of the Sky has to stay on game, on point, ready to go. Liv landed on her feet and a backstabber. Now that backstabber was cool. Ready to take a shot. Was ready to go and soar, much like Io Sky is known to do. Did not work out well for Liv, but works out well for the springboard moonsault from Io Sky. The Acai moonsault. Double underhook and a backbreaker. There were so many options when Io went for the double underhook. The damage was done, but not quite enough to keep Liv Morgan down. That brutal backbreaker. Io going up. Morgan. Oh. Io could have done serious damage to her knee the way she landed on the steel steps. When you catch yourself like that on the top stairs, all of your body weight, it goes right on the knee. It goes right on the foot, and the reverberation, the way she landed. If you don't land on your feet properly, it all just causes a reverberation. Now it is like smelling blood in the water for a killer whale. Thinking half crab. Gonna put Io away. The damage done to the knee of Io. Center of the ring. It's a light years away. Deep, deep trouble. Can Io Sky get there? Is Io Sky going to be able to make it? Can she do it? Io Sky got the fingertips, but right back to the side of the ring. There may be nowhere to go. Almost a resemblance of a lion tamer. Io able to reverse it a bit. Major damage has been done. Io Sky. Her big shot. The over the moonsault. With a Shote uppercut. Want to pick up momentum using the ropes. The knee of Io Sky gave out. Oh, and double knees. The code breaker. As Liv Morgan thought she had it, but Io Sky managed to kick out. Liv able to capitalize. Was thinking Oblivion. Io is now the one getting out of harm's way. Io having major problems there's not much that's going to change at this point except doing what you... Oh, that's got to be a game changer right there. The way that Io Sky landed on the knee, but it went backwards. Writhing in pain. It's going to go downhill from here for Io Sky. However, Io still managing to show there is fight left. Io, is she going to be able to maintain balance? Spanish fly. Somehow, some way. Io Sky pushing through the pain. A last shot of adrenaline. And the over the moon sault. She got all of it. Io Sky is the queen of the ring. Io Sky has done it. Ticket punched to SummerSlam. Gold on her mind. The crown will soon be on her head. Io Sky fought through all the pain that Liv Morgan was causing. From the Spanish fly to follow it up as quickly as she could. A last shot of adrenaline shooting through her veins, keeping her from the damage that is living heavy inside her knee. Io Sky managed the victory. Our king and queen of the ring are both crowned. As SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis hands the crown over to Io Sky. Run it back. If you can do it once, you can do it again. Io Sky places the crown on her head, and she will see Liv Morgan at SummerSlam for the Women's World Championship. Taking a look at what happened at Clash in Italy, Gunther's foot was at the bottom rope, under the bottom rope. Gunther rightfully infuriated. I don't take Gunther's side often, but Gunther very rightfully infuriated that the ref counted, even though it should have been a rope break. Sami Zayn finding himself in the mix. Cody threw the line out anytime, any place. Oh, my mom was in the chat at one point. Melissa, my day is going good. How's your day? Thank you for asking. Hope you're enjoying the stream and enjoying, what's today, Saturday? I keep losing track of it. I hope you're having a good weekend so far. How's everyone doing today? With that being said. Oh, I didn't even notice. I feel bad. Juliana wrote over on YouTube. I hope Jey Uso wins the King of the Ring. Well, he unfortunately did not. But I can say there are opportunities again for Jey Uso to find himself in the main event. Sami Zayn isn't fooling anybody when he says he's a good guy. It's really hard to believe when everything that Sami Zayn has done although it just seems also at the same time, wrong place, wrong time kind of thing. My day has been good. Thank you for asking. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Are you also watching the Night of Champions premium live event? We are about to wrap things up over. I do pro wrestling commentary. I am a sports commentator. That's the kind of content I create. It is a WWE event. And what's coming next is going to be very interesting because coming up next, when we head over to the ESPN app, Night of Champions, Steel Cage, Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins. So, with both the King and Queen of the Ring completed, to come is our Steel Cage match as the Steel Cage is coming down. I have been doing wrestling commentary for 4 years now. I've been creating content for coming up on 8 years. I started streaming on Twitch 8 years ago. So I've been doing it for a little bit. I didn't start doing any videos or anything till about a couple years ago on YouTube. And then, here and there I was doing clips, but I've been pretty consistent, I'd say, with my TikTok clips. I'm very proud of myself. I do like the split content on TikTok, so there's some short form content that's on my page as well. Sounds good. I'm trying to figure out when the next time I'm going to stream. Because there's a big jump. Because we're not supposed. Oh, what? I'm talking. I'm right here. They like to confirm sometimes that I'm like talking. Even though I'm here, we're talking. Or I'm speaking here, but TikTok doesn't like me sometimes. I'm not sure why. But I want to say thank you to everybody who's been tuning in on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. I appreciate you checking it out. So that I've been doing pretty consistently since December. I haven't really decided what my end goal is. While WWE does sound great, AEW, another company, also sounds great. I've also been thinking about building my own brand. Bronson comes back tonight. You think so? Are we oh, that would make sense. He's looked, I saw a photo that was posted that he's in like really tremendous shape. Also, welcome in. Thank you for tuning in. I guess that could be a good way to give Braun the victory without downplaying Rollins. Give an out to it, but then the feud is over? I still don't think the feud is over. July 18th, Saturday night's main event in New York City, the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. And that's coming Saturday, July 18th. Being 5 weeks away from SummerSlam, Queen of the Ring, Io Sky, she made her challenge very clear that, oh, we're going to run this back, Liv. I've beaten you now. I'm going to do it again in SummerSlam. Oba Femi, he was in celebratory mode. The anticipation builds to the steel cage match with Night of Champions official theme, To the Moon, Pitbull, Neo, and Afrojack featuring DJ Buddha. Now it's time to get rocking and rolling. This match could go so many ways. Whether it be in the favor of Seth Rollins, or it could very well be taken over by the unpredictable badass Braun Breaker. Rollins in full style, making a very well-coordinated entrance. The fans are electric. It's live. It's loud. They are letting their voices be heard as they sing the tune of Seth Rollins' song. Rollins gets a close look at that steel cage. Rollins being in some of the most hellacious matches in WWE history. Rollins knowing for how long that he has been doing this. The later you get into your career, the harder it is to come back from a match like this. Rollins gets a feel of the greats of the cage. Seth Rollins is going to have to bring it, and he's going to have to bring it hard. Braun Breaker is young, hungry, and Rollins is certainly smart. He's bringing some damage into the match, bringing an insurance policy, bringing some kendo sticks, some chairs, making sure that he has got it completely under control. Someone might need to get Rollins out of control or under control, because he's getting out of control with all of this furniture he's pulling from under the ring. There's chairs. There's a table. Kendo sticks. Rollins has another table that he's putting back in the ring. Thing of it is, Rollins may be bringing them in the ring. It could very well get used against him. That could be the downfall for Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins is ready to cause chaos, ready to cause destruction. Rollins takes a seat as he waits and stares up the entranceway at the man he has been dying to get his hands on. Man, he has been dying to stomp his skull into the mat. The dogs are already out. The sirens come on. Danger has arrived. If this doesn't scream Night of Champions, I don't know what does. Braun Breaker representing the Vision in black and gold. The gold being a member of the Vision. Although it is kind of a low blow that he is a former tag team champion. He and Austin Theory, now former tag team champions, with Rollins' help assisting the Street Profits in becoming new tag team champions. So there is a lot of hurt coming for both men. However, locking the unpredictable badass inside a cage. It's not wise for Seth Rollins, that is. More toys to be introduced. These being introduced by Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is just ready to play the game. No doubt about Braun Breaker being a true prodigy, the future of this business. It's literally in his blood, and I will always say it. But he's made a man without the family of himself, without the family name. There's no, but I gotta say, I was gonna say multiple things, but I will say this. Braun Breaker certainly doesn't need the Steiner name. You can see it in his mannerisms, in his readiness for destruction. And he grabs a chair of his own and sits across from Seth Rollins as these two are face to face, locked inside the cage. The bell rings. This match is officially started. Who better than senior official Charles Robinson to call this match? Rollins on the right side sitting in the chair. On the left side, you can see the unpredictable badass Braun Breaker. And now, the chaos begins. Rollins hammering away at Breaker, but Breaker is quick to get a massive knee to the midsection. Rollins almost getting launched into the cage. Rollins is able to block it. Breaker. Oh, but Rollins. Nice takedown by Rollins, who's just hammering away. Rollins knows that he is going to have to go to extreme lengths to put away Braun Breaker. No easy task to put away Breaker, who explodes with a German suplex on Seth Rollins. And another takes out the Architect. Rollins repeatedly getting laid out by these German suplexes. Rollins is going to have to figure out a better strategy. Braun Breaker finds himself in control of this matchup. With Breaker getting the victory over Seth Rollins at Backlash after it was Breaker who returned at WrestleMania during Rollins' match with Gunther that would ultimately lead to Gunther defeating Seth Rollins. And the crazy part of it is the previous year, Seth Rollins defeated both Roman Reigns and CM Punk in one of the craziest WrestleMania main events I've ever had the pleasure of calling. Rollins, who's been trying to find his way back up to the top, trying to build momentum. Meanwhile, every time, it seems like things just don't go his way. Being outnumbered. Dealing with someone younger and hungrier than he is. It can't be hard. It can't be easy. And it must be hard to deal with that fact that you are in a feud with somebody you once mentored. in the Vision, a group that Rollins created, turn their backs on him. Rollins literally calls himself the Visionary, but decided to stray away from that, going back to your roots, going back to his roots as the architect. That's what led Rollins to where he's come to as Breaker. Oh, this is going to get ugly. Braun Breaker, snake eyes to Rollins into the cage. Breaker, calm, collected, and confident as can be. Breaker has Rollins up on his shoulders, looking to drop Rollins into the... Nope. Discus forearm by Seth Rollins. But Breaker able to lift up the knee. Rollins spikes a power bomb. Can Seth Rollins capitalize on the opportunity? Braun Breaker has had quite the control over Seth Rollins the last few minutes. Now can Rollins capitalize? Can Rollins get the control that he needs to drive this match into his favor? Quite the words from Seth Rollins to Braun Breaker that are being picked up. Rollins expressing his frustrations, the way he feels about Braun Breaker. Betrayal is one of the hardest feelings to deal with. You put a lot of trust in somebody just for them to stab you in the back. For everything you do for a person, give them an opportunity, give them the spotlight. And then they take that and use it against you. Rollins picking it up. And what a clothesline that knocks Breaker down. Rollins. Oh, what a kendo shot to the midsection of Breaker. Just swinging away at the spine as the stick breaks. The wood just separating from the kendo stick. Rollins as a man on a mission. All around the world. More like all around the cage. Pulling on the face of Breaker. Just pushing Braun's skull repeatedly into the cage. And full speed ahead as Breaker collapses into the mat. Rollins had the very thing that he helped create this monster. He helped take Braun Breaker to a whole new level. Gave Breaker an opportunity with the Vision. Rollins setting up the table in the corner. Oh, Breaker was going to go for a spear to Rollins. Rollins got the boot up. It was wise of Breakker to try and take that opportunity, but Rollins, with the veteran instincts to react as quickly as possible, knowing how fast your opponent can charge at you. It's even on his singlet, the speed limit. That's how fast Braun Breakker can run. 23 miles per hour. That is impressive. Breakker's back up. Breakker back up and ready to do some damage to Rollins. Somebody's doing something to somebody. It was hard to see. Did Rollins bite the face of Breakker? Breaking Steiner. Rollins lands on a pile of chairs. Absolutely devastating. Let's get another look at this. Break and Steiner. Rollins landed on the pile of chairs. Unfortunately for Braun Breakker, it wasn't enough to put Seth Rollins down for 3. Breakker is the one who's looking to take flight now. Braun. Oh my. Sits. And turns and saw that it was just not going to go his way. Rollins, the last second, all he could do was accept fate for what it was. Braun Breakker was going to come full speed ahead. Rollins just didn't have enough time to react. Being the damage that Braun Breakker has done, it doesn't get any easier. The longer this match goes on, the more damage that Braun Breakker does to Rollins, the harder it is for Rollins to move around. Breakker telling Rollins that he is going to regret it. Regret the way that he spoke. Harsh words from Breakker, looking to be the one who causes the end of Rollins. He was gonna kill Seth Rollins, saying, "You are gonna die. Not on this night." As Rollins managed to get out of the way, realizing he was evading deep trouble. And a super kick into the chair over the head of Braun Breakker. But a spear! Braun Breakker catches Rollins. Oh! Rollins stays alive. Breakker thought that was a big change of pace for him. Thought that was going to be the button. But not quite enough to keep Rollins down. The other table, with no disqualifications in this match, the only way to win, pinfall, submission, escape the cage via going through the door or over the top of the cage. You've got your options for exiting this matchup in victory. Breakker has placed Rollins on the other table that Rollins introduced in this match. Braun is thinking something even crazier. I already saw the look in his eyes. There's not a day goes by I couldn't tell that there was a crazy idea in the mind of Braun Breaker. We are in the danger zone. At the top of the cage, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker. Who will survive? Breaker raking the eyes. Could very well escape the cage at this point. However, it's Rollins still fighting back as he pulls onto the eyes of Braun Breaker. Oh! Oh my! No. No way. And a suplex! Superplex! Through the table! Breaker's bleeding from the eye! Both men crash and burn! It was Seth Rollins who led the charge for the crash. But both men are feeling the burn. From the top of the cage, Braun Breaker sent through the table. Can Rollins even pull himself back up? Rollins managing to pull himself up using the ropes. Is it the opportunity Rollins has been looking for? Oh, what a clothesline that turns Rollins inside out. Breaker is covered in blood. Saying it's over. I don't know how he got back up, even though he's the one that took the majority of the damage. And a spear missiling through Rollins, but Rollins stays alive. Breaker thought he had it won. That left eye of Breaker covered in blood. Breaker carrying the amount of mass that he's carrying. When you lose blood, your blood sugar goes down and the exhaustion builds. It gets harder and harder to breathe. It all plays a role. And ironically, the group being the Vision, if the blood gets into the eyes of Braun Breaker, he's going to be having a hard time with his vision. Breaker trying to think about what to do next. It seems he's going to try and escape through the bottom. Skate the bottom way. Go through the door. Bottom door to hit the floor. Bottom rope, should I say. Trying to escape the cage. Goes to the middle and bottom rope. Rollins going to do everything to fight Breaker from making it. As Rollins looks to put Breaker to sleep. Breaker using the cage door and snapping it back to the head of Rollins. Knocks the Architect off his rocker. Breaker. Oh! Thinking spare, but nobody home. Pedigree. And a stomp. Can Rollins do it? No, what? How in the world did Braun Breaker just kick out? I was sure that there was no way. Rollins, the eyes tell the story. Rollins in question of what do I have to do to keep Braun Breaker down? I thought that was it. That was supposed to be ball game. But it wasn't. There is still fight left in Braun Breaker. Rollins looking for a final stomp to put away Braun Breaker. Breaker asking for mercy, begging for mercy. Rollins seems like he's giving it to Breaker. Breaker not done. He's going to pull himself up. But a super stomp off the top. Rollins had to dig deep. Rollins finally puts away Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker managed to pull himself up, but he just didn't have the willpower that Rollins had to continue to push forward. That's exactly what Seth Rollins had enough of to finally be done with Braun Breaker. Or at least it feels like this steel cage match is the end. This match was true hell for both men. Both these men put each other through the worst. But the hell is only to come for Braun Breaker, having to deal with his loss to Seth Rollins, as he is going to have to figure out how to move forward in stride. Breaker tried to go for a spear at Rollins at one point, instead going right through the table that was put up in the corner. And the avalanche stomp would be the final blow. That's exactly what Rollins was looking for. Like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. The trick that needed to be pulled. Rollins gets the victory here at Night of Champions in Riyadh. You gotta wonder what's next for Seth Rollins. Sami Zayn in 10 tries for the world title. Another opportunity is to come. The ever so popular Trick Williams will defend his U.S. Championship against absolute Ricky Saints. And we are going to take a quick little break. All right. We are back. Thank you to everybody who's been tuning in. Oh, good. I thought I had my audio off for that. Ricky Saints, a tremendous athlete, a tremendous professional wrestler. Ricky Saints has a lot of confidence, maybe even overconfident. And his arrogance could cost him from reaching all of his goals that he has set out for him. There's this old saying that goes that you are always going to be your worst enemy. Because the only person that stops you from getting what you want is yourself. Ricky Saints has got to keep his head fully on board, on focus, and ready to go when it comes to Trick Williams. But he should already know that, being that he and Trick Williams have a past going back to their time together when both superstars were still in NXT. Trick Williams has the carpet laid out, and it's time to whoop that trick. The chain speaks for itself. The diamonds. That's champion mentality. The United States Championship being Trick Williams' first major title on the main roster. Of course, Trick Williams, a former NXT champion. So is Ricky Saints. So these two have some things in common. The United States title, if things go Ricky Saints' way, could be his first. Could be Ricky Saints' first major title on the main roster. Let's not forget, when I mentioned some of that they had pretty brutal matches earlier down in NXT, It included one of the most hellacious last man standing matches I've ever seen. Off the stage, through walls. Oh! Ricky Saints doesn't waste any time as he attacks Trick Williams from behind. Trick Williams was talking to Lil Yachty. Didn't even have the time to get his entrance coat off. Williams explodes off the ropes and takes down Saints. Now he can take off the coat. Some crumbling chops. Nope. And a sweep as he gets sidestepped. Mocking Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints gets sent off his feet from that last shot. Now stomping away at Saints. Trick Williams also has one of the best hype men in his corner in Lil Yachty, who has played quite the role in this reign as U.S. champion. Thinking trick shot early? Ricky Saints going to take a breather. He's like, nah, I'm good. I don't got to worry about that. I'm on my own time. Grabs the kendo stick. Oh! Playing a little possum. Lil Yachty didn't do anything. Lil Yachty's getting sent out of here, but he didn't even do anything. Ricky Saints is brilliant. I would be frustrated. I understand Lil Yachty kind of got screwed here. A little absolute heat, if you will. Driving Trick Williams into the steel steps. Now that the playing field has been evened, Ricky Saints driving his knee into the spine of Williams, just pounding away. Ricky Saints, extremely brilliant inside the squared circle, has had some great matches. Ricky Saints, while he can cause some damage, it's very clear as day that Trick Williams has the size advantage over Ricky Saints. That's power. It comes from being a lifelong athlete. Highly calculated, high IQ move for Ricky Saints to get Lil Yachty removed from ringside. Now, with Lil Yachty gone, does that mess with the mind of Trick throughout the rest of this match? Could that be a game changer for Ricky Saints in terms of the mindset of Williams? Could it cost him the United States Championship? Well, these are the questions I am asking are going to be answered when the next bell rings, when the match is decided and we have a winner. I would call that old school. But I don't see a dead man around. I only see an absolute man. One thing is for sure. One thing is, well, absolute. That's Ricky Saints is bringing the fight to Trick Williams. Saints up, rolling through. And an uppercut by Saints clocks Trick Williams. The champ managed to kick out. Kicking the back of Trick Williams. This is what Ricky Saints is all about. He's all about taking his time. Going to work on the lower back of Trick Williams. That's how you break down your opponent. You find your opponent's weakness and you take target of it. Nice snap suplex from Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints changing the pace of this match the moment he used his sneaky little tactic to get Lil Yachty kicked out of ringside. Trick had to dig deep for that one to counter the suplex with one of his own. Can Trick regroup? Trick starting to fight back. And again to Ricky Saints. Popping up. Face first. Starting to feel it. What a backhand. What in the world could Trick be thinking? And a bookend paying homage to one of his mentors, WWE Hall of Famer and NXT commentator Booker T. Booker T. Highly inspiring Trick Williams. Trick, who's got his foot caught up on the top, allowing Saints to capitalize with a clothesline. Saints, what a move. That could do it. And Williams stays in it. Ricky Saints trying to pull out all the stops, trying to bring new offense into it, doing what he can. Up and over, Ricky Saints lands on his back. All that velocity crashed down on that back body drop. However, it's Ricky Saints who takes the first shot. Trick responds. It's a tit for tat center of the ring situation. Nice pump kick from Williams. Now it's Saints who blows back. Nice kick to the side of the head. And a pop-up neck breaker driving Saints down. But Saints able to survive. Is to, no doubt about it, the future of this company. The knee pad comes down. Trick shot coming. Nobody home. Ricky Sainz with a tornado DDT. The Revolution is coming. And off the top with the elbow drop. Williams stays in it. Ricky Sainz expressing his deep frustrations, thinking he had this match won. Ricky Sainz now toying with Trick. Trick popping up. Thinking another booking, but Ricky Sainz managed to roll through. Ricky got the knee up. The Revolution one more time. Nope. Trick again. Trick. Shot. Bang. And Williams retains. Good night, Ricky Sainz. Trick Williams with a brutal trick shot. All credit to Trick Williams for hitting all the stops. There is still some credit to be handed over to Ricky Sainz, who fought out his heart. Although the times he overexpressed his frustrations and not being able to stay calm and focused could be part of what cost him this U.S. title match. However, you get to see that Trick is on top, holding up that U.S. title. Ricky Sainz isn't done. Guess who's back out, though? Williams with a backhand. Yachty rightfully infuriated. He got wrongfully accused of getting involved in this matchup. Trick Williams telling Lil Yachty to hit the elbow. Lil Yachty with the Lil People's elbow. How about the People's elbow or yeah, I like that one. That one sticks. Tomorrow night on NXT, it is the Great American Bash. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Live on the CW. It's our main event coming up. We have one. Well, actually, before we get to our main event, we can't forget about the Women's United States Championship. It's Tiffany Stratton defending her U.S. title against Jade Cargill. They renew their feud. I knew there were 6 matches, but for whatever reason, I was forgetting one. I thought the main event was next. I'm not sure why I thought that. Odd. Anyways, break time. We are taking a look at what WrestleMania is all about as we are in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where WrestleMania will take place next year. And the showcase belongs in a kingdom, and what better kingdom where all kinds of fireworks will go off. WrestleMania 43 in Riyadh. Roman Reigns will join at special start time 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific this Monday on Raw on Netflix. Congrats to the New York Knicks on being the NBA World Champs. Jalen Brunson acknowledged by the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. The storm has come to Saudi Arabia, and it very well could roll right through the United States champion. And we could very well be finding ourselves having a new U.S. champion in Jade Cargill. But she's going to have to get through Tiffany Stratton. Is it going to be Tiffy time at the end of the night, or is it going to be the storm that ran through Night of Champions? Sunday night's main event coming to Atlanta, Georgia, September 6th. Ricky Saints in our previous match challenged Trick for the U.S. title. Now, Jade, we'll see if she can fare any better than Saints did in his efforts as a challenger when it comes to the U.S. Championship. Hello, welcome in. Hello, welcome in, Kathy, over on YouTube. The U.S. title held up high by the official. That is what this match is all about. It's all about the gold, all about the glory. On a night like Night of Champions, there has been gold everywhere, from the crowns of the King of the Ring, tournament finals, to now 2 U.S. title matches. And our main event. Oh! Almost getting chokeslammed. And Jade Cargill trying to put an end early to Tiffany Stratton, as Tiffany Stratton drop toe hold on Jade Cargill. Stratton, suicide dog, gets caught and just bounced off, dropped into that just devastating knee of Jade Cargill. You know, I took an extra split second to just make sure I had the right word to describe how brutal that was. Popped up, and a seat-out power bomb could be enough to put away Tiffany Stratton, although not quite, as she manages to get the shoulder up at 2. Tiffany Stratton, who has the champion's advantage over Jade Cargill. So if there's a disqualification or count out, well, Tiffany Stratton will still leave as the champion. Something that I can't say the same about Cody Rhodes in our main event. With a triple threat match, there is no champion's advantage, no countouts and disqualifications. However, right now this is about the Women's United States Championship and not quite yet ready for the WWE Championship match that is set to come next in our main event. Meanwhile, it's Jade Cargill just mocking Tiffany Stratton, doing push-ups and staring into her eyes. Stratton fighting back. Black hole slam. It was Tiffany, though, managing to kick out. Picture perfect slam on it, dropping it, popping it, and locking it, and still wasn't enough to keep Tiffany Stratton down. It's Stratton is trying to fight out of the corner. These two coming from a very similar background in the sense that they both came from sports. Both scouted in such a way to enter the world of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. That gymnastics background of Tiffany coming into play. Uh-oh, it could be time to get jaded. Nope. Rolling through. Nice basement drop kick from Stratton in her efforts to put away Cargill, but not quite enough to keep down her challenger. It seems the champion may have got a chipped tooth at the hands of Jade Cargill, but not 100% clear on it. Got caught. Oh. She's going for her unique Alabama slam attempt. Rolling senton. Trying to get the prettiest moonsault ever, but could not get it. Cargill swinging through. And again, at the count of 2, Tiffany Stratton able to get the shoulder up. Jade Cargill cannot afford to get frustrated. It has been something in the past that has been mentioned about how she can get frustrated at times when things don't go her way. And that has cost her in the past. However, things can be very different tonight if she is ready to be focused on being a champion again. Nice crucifix bomb. Now the shoulders were down at that extra split second there on not being able to stay fully organized on that crucifix bomb. May have cost that from being the end of this match. Tiffany Stratton heading up to the top to take this match to the next level. Oh boy, and here comes B-Fab and Meechin dropping Tiffany Stratton off. Jade with a choke slam. But Tiffany gets the shoulder up. B-Fab arguing with the referee. Chelsea Green. She's the inaugural U.S. champion. She's going after B-Fab. B-Fab sent into the pedestal that holds up the title. She looks at the gold. Chelsea Green, as I mentioned, the inaugural champion, knows all too well about it. Tiffany from behind, roll up, roll up, roll up. Nope. Oh, what a pump kick. Jade Cargill getting vicious in her verbal confrontation with Chelsea Green. It would probably get physical if the referee wasn't in the way. Was going to use the U.S. title, but Charlotte is there to make sure it doesn't happen. Jade already cost Charlotte the chance to be in the Queen of the Ring finals. Clocking the skull of Jade, and our prettiest moonsault ever. Good night. And Tiffany Stratton retains. Tiffany Stratton is still keeping Tiffy time as the U.S. champion alive. The Queen made sure this all went smooth. At a time where it seemed like B-Fab and Meechin were going to make sure that the title was going to change hands, Chelsea Green came into the mix. B-Fab and Meechin taken out by Chelsea Green. With the U.S. title left alone. Cargill was then planning to use it. Charlotte made the save again, then clocking Cargill in the skull with the championship. And then time for prettiest moonsault ever and a 1, 2, 3. Tiffany Stratton picking up the victory. Tiffy time in Riyadh. And it's celebration time for Tiffy time. Cody Rhodes, the current undisputed champion, has no champion's advantage, as I mentioned in the previous matchup. He's got to defend against the ring general Gunther and Sami Zayn. I used to have so many friends that would watch. All right. We are back on all platforms. It's official, the 2026 Queen of the Ring Io Sky, Queen Io Sky will challenge Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship SummerSlam in Minnesota. And then coming early next year, WrestleMania 43. It's about to be time for the main event. It's main event time. Sami Zayn, a proud Muslim representing the culture here in Riyadh. The fans going crazy for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn saying he is the last real good guy. Although some of Sammy's actions as of late have been questionable, which we'll get into more of as the match, once the match gets started. The joy party ends. Well, although I gotta say, I enjoy every Gunther match I've ever called. The Ring General Gunther, also known as the Career Killer, ending the careers of John Cena, AJ Styles, and Goldberg. 3 historic careers, all ended by one man. Also the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion at 666 days, and a former 2-time World Heavyweight Champion, looking to add a 3rd world title to his list of accolades. This one being the WWE title. Cody Rhodes retained his championship back at Clash in Italy in a very questionable fashion, which has really led to this matchup tonight. And what was a rematch on SmackDown just a couple weeks ago with Cody Rhodes and Gunther, with Sami Zayn as the special guest referee. Sami Zayn ultimately getting himself involved in the match, and the match would lead to where we are today as a triple threat match, and leaves no champion's advantage for the American Nightmare. And speaking of the Nightmare, he has arrived in Riyadh. Quite the list of accolades for Cody Rhodes. 2-time Royal Rumble winner, 2024 Crown Jewel champion, 2025 King of the Ring, 8-time tag team champion, 3-time WWE champion, and an former Intercontinental champion. Mark Nash is who we're going to head up to, our ring announcer. Triple threat rules means that champion doesn't have to be pinned to lose his championship. Well, or submitted to. He doesn't have to be pinned or submitted to lose his title. Also, there's no champion's advantage, which means that there are no disqualifications or countouts. As the title gets handed over to the referee who holds it up high. That's what this match is all about. The beautiful WWE Championship. Sami Zayn and his relentless efforts to go after the big gold prize. 10 attempts at trying to be world champion here in WWE. One could say 10 times failed, but if you change your mindset, which Sami Zayn has done, the reason he continues to go after it every time, it's not 10 times failed. It is 10 opportunities to learn from, to grow from. Gunther quickly goes after the boot to Sami Zayn to remove Sami Zayn from the equation. Sami Zayn and Gunther have a history together. Sami, the man that ended Gunther's historic reign as Intercontinental Champion at 666 days just a couple years ago at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes got quite the loud response from the crowd. Sami Zayn did too, to not much surprise, being that Sami Zayn representing his people. Cody Rhodes is your everyman's man, being the likable WWE champion. However, Sami Zayn has said differently, being that Cody Rhodes is the golden boy, which wasn't always that way. Cody Rhodes worked very hard to get to where he was, overcame a lot of obstacles. If you go back to the time that Cody Rhodes returned, it took a lot for Cody Rhodes to actually get to the WWE Championship for the first time at WrestleMania 40. Gunther, now legal, going after Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, he ended Goldberg's career last year at Saturday night's main event. Ended John Cena's career also at Saturday night's main event, but in December, though, at the last time is now. And then finally ending AJ Styles' career at the Royal Rumble. If it's not championships that that Gunther's collecting, should I say, then he's collecting careers, including Goldberg's, including AJ Styles's, and including John Cena's, and the list could get longer. Rhodes, hard chest nailing first into the turnbuckle. Gunther standing tall over Rhodes. The ring general soaking in the moment. When it comes to Gunther, Gunther's mindset is simple. Win the gold, make the money, and do what you got to do to be on top, remain on top, stay on top, and turn smiley faces into frowny faces too. To put it in simpler terms. Oh, what a chop to Sami Zayn coming off the turnbuckle. Falling right down into a chop by Gunther. Nice backdrop suplex by Gunther. to Sami Zayn. Now going to go right back to turn his attention on Cody Rhodes. Rhodes able to flip over. Cody Cutter gets money. Rhodes asked for it when it was laid out to him like this, that this could be a possibility. Cody Rhodes said, you know what? Easy to find, hard to beat. Cody Rhodes wants to fully live up to it. Rhodes with a side effect that took down Sami Zayn. First, it was a snap power slam to Gunther. Then a side effect to follow up. Cody Rhodes pulling all kinds of moves out of the playbook. Thinking double. Baby a double. I would say baby a triple. But this isn't a fatal four-way, and I don't know how that would work if he were able to do a triple Cody Cutter. But I digress in that matter. Either way, Cody Rhodes is keeping his foot on the gas, not holding back. Up and over, looking for the sunset flip. Gunther held on. Now he does it. He falls over finally. Gunther caught. Cody, crossroads. Gunther realized trouble was near. Power bomb and stacks up the champion. Sami Zayn saves this match. But for himself, not for Gunther, to make sure he still has an opportunity at that championship. And Gunther, rightfully so, pissed. Oh! Sami Zayn sending Gunther hard into the steel steps. If you go back, Gunther has a track record of being a true Iron Man. Going back to the last couple Royal Rumbles that he was in where he wasn't champion, when he wasn't champion, where he made it all the way to the final two. And a blue thunder bomb to do it. No, not quite enough to keep Cody Rhodes down. Sami Zayn tried to pull it all out, but it wasn't quite enough to keep the American Nightmare down for 3. Sami Zayn wants the gold. Sami Zayn has tried 10 times, as I mentioned, and Sami Zayn will always continue to try until he gets the gold. However, Gunther gets back into the mix, and the family jewels of Sami Zayn are California screaming. Gunther perching Rhodes up at the top. Gunther, the same style he has in the ring is the same mentality he has. It's an old school mindset, wanting to make sure that Gunther didn't take the easy cut out to become champion. He wants to defeat Cody Rhodes, who is the current holder of the WWE Championship. The truth is always in the facts. Hence the reason they're called facts. But Cody Rhodes gets a crossroads on Gunther to put away the ring general. Sami Zayn had no choice if he was going to keep this match alive, pulling the referee out of the ring. Rhodes expressing frustration at Sami Zayn. It is triple threat. Anything goes. No disqualification. Cody wants Sami to get in the ring. Now Cody and Sammy, who were once upon a time the greatest of friends, bitter enemies. All the verbal shots that Sammy took at Rhodes, including, as I mentioned earlier, Golden Boy. Sami Zayn, brain buster. Gunther off the top. Gunther. Splash. Splashing bomb. And another power bomb driving Rhodes on a Sammy. Gunther. But Sammy roll. Look at that code red. Oh my God. What a counter by Sami Zayn. We gotta get another look at this. First, it was the power bomb to Rhodes on a Sammy. Then went for another power bomb on Sammy, but Sammy turned it into a code red. Absolutely brilliant by Sami Zayn. This match is all about the undisputed WWE Championship. It's triple threat rules. Anything goes. No disqualification. No count out. All the goodies to keep this match as chaotic as possible. Sami Zayn gonna make his climb up to the top. Gunther went for the boot to Sammy, but Sammy got out of the way. Now Sammy realizes there's an opening. Haluva kick. Can he do it? Do it. Now Cody returns the favor, pulling the referee out of the ring this time. It's all fair play. Zayn did it to Cody Rhodes earlier. Now Cody Rhodes, all he's doing is just handing the receipt over to Sami Zayn. That could have been Sami Zayn's only shot at becoming champion in this match. That's as close as it gets. The immediate heartbreak for Sami Zayn when the referee got pulled out of the ring by Cody. Little bit of redecorating here in Riyadh as Sami Zayn clears the announce desk. Or Rhodes does, rather. Now Sammy gonna clear the other one. Really clearing house. Equipment being ripped out, thrown. Whatever comes next, it's going to get so much worse. Sammy wants to take Cody Rhodes out of the equation. No. Gonna go big, go bold. Thinking package pile driver. Up and over, Sami Zayn gets sent through the other table. Zayn down and out. Getting crashed through the announce desk by the American Nightmare. Up and through. All kinds of chaos going on. And now the ring general, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And, oh, that's gotta hurt worse than actually going through it. The table didn't break. And a second one, the second power bomb forces the table to break. Zayn down, Rhodes now down. Gunther dragging Rhodes to the ring. Could this be the end? Gunther could be on his way. Can Gunther do it? It has been quite... I don't even know where Sami Zayn came from. Does Sami have anything? Zayn dragging Gunther back up. Oh, what a clothesline to Sami. Oh, Cody. Super Cody Cutter. Rhodes. Nope, but Sami counters. Sami counters. Sami just nailed Cody with a crossroads of his own. Sami, a chance to feel alive again. A chance to realize a dream. But Gunther's there. Gunther's there and he's got the sleeper. But wait, whoa. Look at this. Crossroads. Gunther's taken out of the mix. Sami, wait. 2, 1. What? Miracles can happen. Do you believe? Sami Zayn is the undisputed WWE champion. Miracles can happen. Miracles can happen. Sami Zayn has realized the long dream. My heart just skipped a beat. Cody Rhodes in absolute shock. An unreal moment. True emotions coming down the face of Sami Zayn. What an emotional moment. 24 years in the making. Sami Zayn starting his pro wrestling journey in 2002. Through all the highs, through all the lows. Sacrifice. When you are resilient in your journey on attempts. Sami Zayn. It says it, it's official. Undisputed WWE champion, Sami Zayn. When it seemed like it just wasn't Sami Zayn's night, Cody Rhodes, Super Cody Cutter taking Gunther out of the play. Then Cody went for a crossroads onto Sami. Sami countered with a crossroads of his own. Measuring up, then here would come Gunther with a sleeper on Sami. Then Sami would be the one to counter. Cody would then get the crossroads. Then Sami able to roll through, and he pulled it out when he needed it the most. Sami, I think he was shocked that he won. Tonight was just the night. The kingdom has fallen for Cody Rhodes. But the gold and the new era rises for Sami Zayn. It is certainly going to be one hell of a celebration in Riyadh for Sami Zayn. And a defining moment in the career as undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Can't believe it. But you better start believing. Because Sami Zayn did. When you always believe in yourself, you can achieve anything. It's as sweet as it's gonna get. Enjoy the moment, Sami Zayn. The elites of those who have been the all-time greats, the elites of world champions, WWE champions, a list that Cody Rhodes is a part of. Sami Zayn joins that list amongst many others who have etched their names in history, from Triple H to Shawn Michaels to Bret the Hitman Hart to some of your more modern and Randy Orton. What a way to close out Night of Champions. All right. Wow. What a shocking moment. Gonna have to get that clip up immediately. So, with that being said, thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Oh, wait. No, sorry. Thank you for tuning in. I'm down here for TikTok, up here for Twitch and YouTube. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great evening. Have a great night, morning, wherever you are. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day.